Hello everyone, it's video one from me. I've got a list of things to get through, and I've got a Lemsip as well. So if I'm sounding a bit bunged up, that's the lack of an immune system after our lockdown. We've had quite a lot of that, as I'm sure you're aware. Right, we've got PE hoodies seem to be really popular, and if you're not in a place where you're going to get a PE hoodie right now, that's absolutely fine. If you could wear a school jumper, so it was a school jumper or a PE hoodie. I appreciate that at the beginning of the year we said just anything that kind of kept you warm as we were sort of working it out. But now we want to have everyone in uniform, please. After school club, I know that CanPlay have said that they're not going to continue for summer term, and of course we got that notification last week alongside yourself. So we are talking to a few people to try and organise after school provision, wraparound care that I know so many people rely upon. My family relies upon it as well, so I absolutely understand its importance. If you bear with us on this one, we are talking to a few people. We hope to have something in place, but I don't know. We're going to try and do that as quickly as possible. We've had a couple of difficult conversations with people about the one-way system, and I know I'm talking to the minorist of minorities here. But if you could please help us by going the right way around the one-way system. I think one of the issues was a scooter thing, which is, if you just pick up your scooter and then pick up your child, then you won't have to double lap. No one's expecting you to do that. But I don't want the staff to be in a difficult position by having to challenge the one-way system. I'm hoping that we won't have a one-way system for that much longer, but I think it's probably here to stay until September, I can imagine. I think that's the main point. Oh yeah, no. There's the curriculum point. I spoke to a parent yesterday, and they said, well, I was kind of expecting them to come back and do double writing, double maths, and I hope that's really clear that that's not our expectation. People keep talking about behind, and I think what behind compared to what everyone had this time off, every single year group, and I think one of the things that we get really excited about is curriculum planning. If we've got a spare week anywhere, Ms. Beta decides that we need to all dress up as pirates for a week. I think we've got lots of really, really inspired teachers here. To give you a very short bit of my background is working with a lot of schools. I've seen loads and loads of schools. I was trying to count them up the other day, but certainly in the last few years have been into in excess of 20 schools and seen how they operate. And when I first came to Bluecoat, it was just so inspiring to hear the teachers here talk about their curriculum ambitions and what they want children to learn. And I think the most important thing for us when it comes to this week we all sat down and we said, okay, so going forwards now, how do we want to approach the next few years? And it was all about inspirational topics and high quality texts and learning that directs future learning. We have to understand as a junior school that we've got 4 years with children. And so you can teach 4 years of content, but I think if you want to be impactful, as teachers do, then you have to consider what you want the impact of these 4 years to be. We teach them for 4 years, but what we want to create is we want to create children who are inspired in any area that they eventually choose to end up in, or maybe, the polymaths who end up in all sorts of different areas, whether you're a bushcraft expert or an astronomer. We want you to have been glad to have attended Bluecoat. And so our job is not just to teach 4 years of content, but it's to give the impetus and the direction for the future learners as well. You want children to have left Bluecoat and gone, there was a spark that was lit while they were in these walls, and then they go and pursue more. I mean, if you think about the world of knowledge out there, there's a huge amount available. And so our job really is to light those sparks and to push people in the right direction. And when we were reorganising our curriculum ever so slightly to focus on the things that we think would be most impactful, at no point were people saying, well, let's do more maths and more English. And believe me, we know they're important, incredibly important, but we were talking about the savviness of our curriculum. What are we going to focus on, and what do we think is really going to inspire people and enable them to take the next step? I hope I've been reasonably clear on this, but I want to be as clear as I possibly can be. There is no double maths, double English. There's no missing music. There's no coming out of PE. That's an egregious waste of a child's education. Our curriculum is as broad as ever, and I hope as inspiring as ever. And if you were like me, if you were able to see through my eyes and be a fly on the wall of the teachers talking about their plans for your children over the next several years, you would be just as inspired as I was. I'm super grateful to be working with such strong practitioners, and I think it's a really exciting time for the school. If you are in any doubt whatsoever, recovery, catch up, the media narrative that everyone seems to buy into, we have one ambition really, which is we want you to leave here inspired, and I believe that in the classrooms where your kids are taught are the right people to do that. So have a lovely weekend, and I'll see you in the final week, and I will be in contact really quickly if we manage to sort out our after school provision before Easter, which I'm really hoping we do. Thank you.